everybody. I am back with a new episode for Dating the Godly Way, and today I'm going to discuss Jesus is the example and that you should wait on Him. And the things that I'm going to mention in this is what does the title mean? What am I going to talk about? Well, it the issues in modern dating culture is that I'm talking about men who treat you in a certain way. And this is something that I notice a lot in the modern dating culture. And men have this belief, this idea that women should chase them, that women should bring up commitments, that women should bring up conversations that actually men are supposed to initiate. Men are playing hot and cold with women. Men are playing mind games on women, testing women. They put the women in competition, and guys know what I'm talking about. Like, I don't really have to sum it up. You know how men treat women. And Jesus is the example as the kind of person that you should be in a commitment with, the kind of person that you should make your husbands. He is the beloved, called for a reason. And the truth is, Jesus is not going to cheat on you. Jesus is not going to play hot and cold with you. Jesus is not going to play mind games with you. Jesus is not going to put you in competition. Jesus is not going to treat you like whatever you do, it's never enough, or you are never enough, right? There are so many ways that men treat women that Jesus would never do with you. And he doesn't care how many followers a man has. He doesn't care how good looking a man is. He doesn't care how many women want him. God cares about how a person treats you. And if God knows a man is treating you poorly, like a lot of women, when their heart is broken, they go to God and ask God, why did this happen to me? And they complain, right? But God was talking to you in this situation. God was showing you the red flags about this person. You just chosen not to listen. You just chosen to ignore the red flags because you love that person, because you're attracted to that person, because you don't want another woman to have him. Even though you know that this man treats you poorly and puts you in competition and wants you to chase. And even if you chase him, let's say that you do chase him and you try to get his attention, he still ignores you. In many cases, that man still ignores you, no matter how much you try to get his attention or do stuff for him, it doesn't really matter because he doesn't really care. And God is in the situation. God is talking to you. God is showing you with his actions and the way that he treats you that you are better off without him. That you should stay away from that person because they're not treating you right. And men know who they want. They really do. While he's playing mind games with you and cheating on you, he is with other women who he treats exactly the same way. You're not different than his other options. He treats them all the same way, and he only keeps the women that put up with it. Because if you ignore the signs that God is showing you, this man does not love you, this man is using you, this man is abusing you mentally, emotionally, uh, that person, that man doesn't love you the way that I love you. That is what God is saying to you. But you have them women that don't realize that God is talking to them, and then they ignore the red flags because they really want this man. They really want him. Even they don't care if they have to compete. They don't care if they are being breadcrumbs as and whatever, as long as they get him. But once they have him, if that is a habit they have, if that's how they live their life, even though if they commit to you, even though if they marry you, the habit is still in them. That habit has been going on for many years and it doesn't go away just like that. It doesn't go away in an instant. And these days, people being married and having a ring on their finger doesn't mean much anymore because a lot of married people are having open marriages that they try to, normalize. I see a trend going on that is where people are trying to normalize sleeping with other people, having open marriages, switching partners, that people are trying to normalize with that. And I know that they try to normalize it because they say, well, they are consensual with it. They gave their consent. Their partner is okay with it. So it's okay for them to do it then. So you are saying, like, you know that these people commit a sin, and you are basically okay with the sin that they commit. And if you are okay with the sin that they commit, you become like them. You will become like them. And where there is sin, there is the devil too. So if you are okay with the sin, you are okay with the devil entering your life. That is what is happening. I always say sometimes, just because you can do something doesn't mean that you have to do it. Even if your person gives you their consent, it doesn't mean that you really should do it. Like, even the thought of it, that a person has that idea in their minds, that already itself is the beginning of the sin. That is a devil trying to manipulate them into an idea that they think the idea came from them, but it didn't came from them. It was an idea, a seed that the devil planted in their minds. And people who don't have God in their life, people who don't have a relationship with God, people that don't have faith, that are weak of spirit, they fall for that stuff. Because if they had a relationship with God, if they had a strong faith, they would not be living that way. So even if they marry before a priest, it's not real, it's fake. They don't really have God in their life, but they marry before a priest. That is like, that's more for social approval than that they actually believe in God, than that God is actually in their life. Because if God was really in their life and was really important to them, and they had a real relationship with God, they wouldn't be, the devil wouldn't be able to seduce them into those actions. They would discard that idea in their minds that the devil is trying to plant in their minds. And I see people normalizing even that sentence, like, yeah, well, if their partner is okay with it, I shouldn't have a problem with it. But if you truly are a person of God, you should be telling your friends that they are committing sins and are leading a sinful life, that will that they are walking with their soul towards hell, and that the devil has control over their minds, over their thoughts, over their decisions, over their actions, over their life. And they are in a marriage with a soul tie. They were seduced and manipulated by the devil into a situationship, and now they are in a marriage with a soul tie. And a lot of people don't really know what a soul tie really means, but a soul tie is created through sexual action. By sleeping with people, that's how you create a soul tie. And a soul tie is a spiritual marriage. When you sleep with someone, even just kissing, you are in a spiritual marriage with that person. That person becomes a spiritual wife, a spiritual husband. And your souls are then in a contract. But what kind of contract is it? It's not a godly contract. It's a karmic contract. It's a soul tie contract. And those connections are attached with dark spirits because it's the dark spirits around you that want you to commit that sin so that they can attach themselves to you and that person that you're creating the soul tie with. Because the devil always tries to copy what God does. You have the Holy Trinity, which is a real godly marriage, and that's between you, your partner, and Jesus or God. But the devil tries to copy that Trinity, the reversed Trinity, by you seducing you and leading you and manipulating you into a soul tie. And that dark spirit wants to copy what Jesus does in a godly marriage. That dark spirit wants to attach themselves to you two as a soul tie that you're creating by sleeping with each other, copying the Holy Trinity. And you don't only have a soul tie with that person, but you're also in a soul tie with that dark spirit who led you to that person. And now you both have a dark entity attached to you guys. And the longer that you stay in that soul tie, the more power, the more strength that dark spirit, that demon has over your situationship. And the situationship becomes a relationship. And the relationship becomes a marriage. And oftentimes, people confuse sex with chemistry. But true chemistry is someone who treats you the right way. That is true chemistry. Then you're creating true chemistry. Someone who truly cares, someone who treats you right, someone who doesn't put you in competition, someone that doesn't expect you to chase, someone who doesn't treat you hot and cold. They are sure of you, and they show that they are sure of you. And if he has different options, right? If a man has different options and the women who are his options know about each other, or if they don't, but let's say that the side chicks know who you are, but you don't know who they are. A woman that is okay with taking your man, that's not a godly woman. She is building a life with him on your heartbreak, on your broken home. And a woman that is building a life with a man on your broken heart, God is going to show her that she may be then married to him, but God is going to show in their life to her that another woman is going to come along in their life, and that woman is going to do the exact same thing that she did with you. So that woman is also, but she's going to be 10 times worse than her. Like, let's say another woman took your man and she was okay with it that your heart was going to get broken. Another woman, God is going to send another woman in her life, in their life, and that woman is going to do what she did to you, but only 10 times worse. She is going to get a taste of her own medicine. And God is going to make her feel what it felt like to be you when she was doing it to you. So don't take revenge. Don't take revenge on this woman. God will take care of it. Like, God is going to send a woman in their life who is exactly like her, only 10 times worse, and she's going to break their marriage. That woman is going to break her marriage the way she broke your relationship. Because they say you lose them the way you got them. So if she got your man by him cheating on you, another woman is going to seduce him and he's going to cheat with her, and then she will know what it feels like to be you. And it's going to hurt a lot. It's going to hurt a lot. Because she's okay with you experiencing pain. She doesn't want that pain, but she's going to receive that pain because of another woman. There's always a bigger snake. You know, when a snake loses its skin, it becomes a bigger snake. She was a snake in your relationship, but there's always a bigger snake in the grass. So don't you worry about women stealing your man, because God has always a way of exposing people and giving their karma for what they did to you. That's just the way it is. That is how the universe creates balance for what other people do to you. That is how God creates balance. And let them think that they have won. Let them think that. Let them think that they have won. All in good timing. All in divine timing. That is what I say. Because karma is real. Karma is very real. And it's the same for everybody. You will see their karma happening sooner or later. It doesn't matter if they try really hard to make you think that they are happy, everything is fine. There's gonna come a point that they can't hide what they don't want people to know. Like God is gonna create situations so that He can vindicate you. Because people, they hurt people. They hurt people that don't deserve it. So God wants you to be vindicated. God wants justice for you. So God is going to use people to vindicate you. And every time you think of dating someone, you should listen to Jesus, listen to God, like, or even ask Him. But you don't really have to ask because God is speaking to us all the time. Reality is a reflection of the truth. Your everyday reality is God speaking to you. What is happening in your day is a testimony, is a conversation that God is having with you. God is showing you the truth. So if they don't treat you right, that is God saying to you, this is what you should be aware of. This is what you should pray against to protect yourself. I don't care how many followers this person has. I don't care how good looking they are. All I know is this person is not treating you right. This person is not loving you the way that I love you. There is your answer. And that's all the answer you will ever need to make a decision, to make a right decision for yourself. Because he's treating his other options the exact same way as you. And he only gives attention to the women that put up with his BS. Well, this one allows me to cheat, so I am going to give her more attention. This one allows me to keep my toxic ways, so I'm going to give this one more attention. But those women enable that man because he doesn't become a better person. He only falls more into sin